just take a second to come into your body, come into this moment. And oh my God, I had a dream that I was at equinox last night. Let me tell you about not this moment. It just came up to me. I had this dream that I was at equinox. I was working at some crazy equinox and I couldn't find my room to teach a ballet class. And I was like charging around and looking everywhere to find this room. And I was like, wow, I'm getting more exercise looking for the place that I'm supposed to be teaching than actually teaching. This thing seems to be taking its time to go onto YouTube. My computer, I don't, hopefully I'm not going to crash out on you guys. Hold on one second. Let me put my glasses back on. As I'm doing this, let's just breathe. Inhale, reach up, exhale, coming down. There we go. There we go. Inhale, open. Exhale, let it go. And inhale, open, open, open. Exhale, let your arms drop. Inhale, open. Exhale, opening your heart and your lungs, coming into expansiveness within your own body with your heart and your lungs. And let's, okay, now I should be good to go. Good, let's just give ourselves a little shake out. So shake, 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 easy, jiggly shake, bouncing around. If you notice that there's someplace, if you're injured, sometimes you're kind of holding an area and you don't want to shake it out. So that's okay. If you're protecting something, shake it out. But if you're not protecting anything, if you're not injured, if everything feels good, then try to get that shake into every part of your body and like diverse shaking. So it's not just I shake like this, but it's like I shake over here, I shake over there, I shake where I'm kind of twisting, and I shake where I'm just shaking it out. So letting your body do the shake out that your body comes up with. Now that I've told you a million ways to do it your way. And then change it to a different way, a different your way, and a different your way. So you're just bouncing around, you're just exciting the fluids in your body and also letting extra tension melt away. So I've talked about this as being a way to increase your energy and also release energy. And somebody was like, well, how does it increase and release? And it's like, it releases stuck energy so that then you have more flow of energy so that you can access your energy. So if you're tense and you're like, that's a high energy state, you can shake it out and bring it down so you're a little more coherent. All right, let's do some waves from the bottom to the top. So bending your knees, rippling up. These don't have to be huge. They can just be gentle. Gentle waves lapping at the shores. Easy and loose. And then let's open up and we're going to internally rotate, externally rotate. So opening up sort of into an X shape. I'm going to do arms and legs, internal rotation, and then external rotation, bending and opening. Internal rotation, rounding my spine. External rotation, opening my heart and lungs. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Maybe getting a little bigger with each one. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And let's circle our pelvis, our universal pelvis, our pelvises, and then change direction other way, feeling the movement in the soles of your feet on the floor. We're going to do a lot of circling today. So circles are a great movement. They are by nature, if you're moving your pelvis in a circle, it's fairly three-dimensional movement, right? And then, although we can circle in a plane, so it can be a little more planar, but when you get your whole body going, it's three-dimensional, circling your shoulders. And the three dimensions we have are our vertical, up, down, our horizontal, side, side, and our sagittal, forward, backward. Oh, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do those scales of putting those, that first basic scale of the dimensional cross of axis. So let's start with that. So you're going to reach up and down. Let's just do 3, up and down on one side of our body, up and down, finding the vertical, switching it to the other side, reaching high and low. We call this up here, place high, place low. One more, place high, place low. Then we're gonna cross and open. So we're gonna take the crossing and opening, arm and leg, crossing over and opening wide. Trying to keep your hips pointed to the front so the front stays the front, so that we're really working through the horizontal dimension, side, side. Same thing on the other side, other hand and foot, crossing over, opening wide, crossing over, opening wide, crossing over, opening wide, taking it backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. It's probably your right hand if you're mirroring me. Backward, middle, forward, middle. And my other side of my body, this other side is working as a counterbalance, counter tension. Same thing with the other side, backwards and forward. So now I'm not using the counter tension. I'm going to add in the counter tension, backwards and forwards. We're going to put the whole thing together, up, down, cross, open, backwards, forwards. So going up, taking it down, same arm and leg, cross over, open it wide, same arm and leg, reach backwards and forwards. So basically one foot is pretty much stable while you're going all around it. Other side of the body, up and down, cross it over, open it wide, take it backwards and forwards. Back to the first side, up, down, cross it over, open it wide, take it backwards and forwards. And the other side, switching sides, up, down, cross, open through the horizontal, backwards and forwards in the sagittal, like Sagittarius. So the three dimensions are vertical, horizontal, sagittal. We can move and breathe in those, right? And when we put all three together, we get much more three-dimensional movement. So when we're moving like forward, up, and to the side, and back, and across, and down, like we switch our movement into a different, more three-dimensional pattern. All right, let's come back. Let's just circle our head. So it's going to go to the side, forward, side. First, let's just do half circles. So you're not going to go back yet. Just letting your head weight drop. I'm letting my arms and shoulders move. So I'm not trying to kind of batten down the hatches. I'm just letting my body be a little more fluid and move in a way that feels good. So my shoulders coming up, right? If my had absolutely no tension in there or no holding in my fascia, right? The holding in your fascia has eventually learned how to hold it there, and it's not having to hold anymore. It's just that way. Anyway, let's circle the whole way around if that feels okay. So I suggest that as you go to the back, you don't totally drop your head down, but you kind of look toward the ceiling, keeping the back of your neck longer. But if it feels good to drop it all the way down, go for it, whatever you want to do. And then change direction, go the other way. Top of your body mobile, lengthening through your spine as you're doing these circles. And my shoulders are moving with it. Good. And then let's just do the ribs. Ribs forward, ribs back. Ribs forward, ribs back. Forward and back and forward and back. Moving the whole spine really as your ribs move forward and back. Forward and back. We're also moving our diaphragm. We're moving our organs. Moving the inner body so things aren't getting gummed up. We talk about hydration, like hydrating tissue in our bodies. We can do it with compression. We can do it with movement. Obviously, we need to have some fluid in there to hydrate tissue. So there's a lot of different ways. Let's do a couple things on our legs. So you're going to take one leg off. Let's do this one. Circles, just circling. So you're getting that circling movement up in your hip socket, fairly stable in your standing leg. And I'm flexing my foot just to keep it off the floor. And then I'm going to change direction. So like 4 or 5 one direction, 4 or 5 the other direction. Reaching out. For me, the real work is in my standing side. That's the one that's actually doing the most. Switching it to the other side, circles. And then change direction. The more in alignment you are, the more balanced you are, the less difficult the work, right? If I'm really off balance and I have to, then it's a lot more work to do this, to do it. Let's open our feet wide, plie down. I'm just gonna sit into it and hang out for a second. So not like a ballet plie, but more like a fitness plie. Sitting down into it. And then come up, parallel your legs. Let's open up. We're gonna arch all the way down, soften and melt, relax. My knees are bent, and then I'm rolling up to the top. Straightening up, reaching out, sticking out my butt, bending my knees, arching down. Let go, soften, roll it up. Inhale, open, exhale, stick out your butt, take it down. All the way and release, and roll it up. So this is like a bigger version kind of that wave. And roll it up. And then let's change the direction. So instead of initiating in the arch, we're going to initiate with the curl. So you're going to bend your knees, round your spine down, and then reach out and lift and open. So bending your knees, curling, rounding down. This is just a bigger version of that wave that we did at the beginning. Head round, reach it out, then stick out your butt and arch to come up and over the top, head rounds, curl, take it down, reach it out, arch and open. And come in, let's go for a contralateral movement. So that was an upper versus lower pattern, also known as homologous movement, upper versus lower. There's homolateral movement, one side versus the other, and then there's contralateral, crossbody. Let's do some of that. Touching, I'm just going hand to knee. Getting the contact so that I'm actually feeling that there's information in the touch, and then changing it to the back, touching my foot. Big weight shift from side to side, getting into the back space, right? Bringing your awareness into that back space. Generally, for most people, there's not a lot of time with the awareness in the back space. Good, and then come in and let's just roll down, dropping your head, rounding your spine. You can use your hands to support you if you need to. You can also bend your knees, just rolling it down and then rolling it back up. Scooping in, supporting the movement, coming all the way up to the top. And again, rolling it down. Rolling it back up. If that's too much, just make it small. You could go to just that kind of a part way version. Really listening into your body. Not every day needs to be the biggest movement day. Let's take it down to the floor. Seated, cross-leg position, and arms out side, stretching over, and then opening it up, just side to start out. Trying to keep your butt connected to the ground so that you're getting that real big C curve shape from your fingertips to your sit bones. Letting your scapula move on your back. So you're not anchoring them down. They're kind of rotating out as your arm goes out and up. And then we're going to circle the whole way around, taking it sideways and forward and around and open it up. Side stretch, forward and around and open, side stretch. Staying present in the sensation of your movement. And then coming up, let's do a quick gentle spiral in one direction and then the other. If spiraling hurts, don't go far on this, make it really easy. Good, and then unscramble, Shake out your legs. Yeah, my knees are always like, oh, what did you do? We were sitting in a bent position. And change it so your non-dominant leg is in front. And circles with your gut body. So from tongue to tail, inside is getting mobility without really, like, move as easily and as fluidly as you can. So you're not trying to engage every muscle. You're just trying to pour your body around in this circle and change direction, moving with the fluids as opposed to thinking of everything being like this big muscular action. Muscles not doing anything extra, just what they need to do to get you around. And then take it forward and down, let your head and neck release and shift gently from side to side. So if I just sit in a stretch, the tissue might lengthen out. But if I do a little bit of movement, really gentle, soft movement, I'm giving all that tissue more capacity to open up by this gentle, could be very micro movement that's just offering more fluidity and more resilience to the tissue. And what is the tissue? The tissue is the fascia. It's interwebbed through your whole body. It's this matrix. It's the muscle fibers. It's your organs, like all the soft tissue, all the things that are soft in your body, getting a chance to have some squishing and some hydration, renegotiating the inner space. All right, let's take it onto our backs. Let's circle. It just feels good just to lay on the floor, coming in for a landing. Yeah, my sacrum and my back are just like, oh, this feels good. Circles with your knees, lubricating up your hip sockets. I spent a fair amount of time in the car yesterday because driving up to Troy, first to Catskill, where we flyered. It was very friendly and lovely. Everyone was like, sure, you can put a flyer up in here. Everyone was really nice. Change direction. People like to know what's going on in the town because it was for the Avalon Lounge where we're doing a show on next Friday. And then let's take your legs up and give them a shake. And it's Anthony's band, Tonus Maximus, and some of my dancers. We do like this little cabaret thing, which is very fun. So it's gonna glam rock cabaret. Let's lower the feet down and just drop your legs from side to side. Let this massage out your butt, your hips, an easy, gentle spiral in your spine, lengthening. Imagining that every disc is just getting a little more springy through this movement, right? Cats have their spines are incredibly capable, like of an accordion, of really opening out and contracting back in. That's how they can really jump and launch themselves around. And I'll tell you, my cat that has the really long tail, he can jump anywhere. Squeaky Deaky is like a master of jumping up on things. And my short-tailed cat, the little snub-tailed Manx, the pea pod, it's not a jumper. It's getting up to things is a real effort for her. But he also has like a completely slinky, free-flowing spine, and she's a little bit more compact. All right, let's just giving you that image for those springy spines, right? We can invite that springiness into our spine too. And actually, Leslie Kaminoff talks about the discs as actually actively pushing the bones away from each other. So it's not like they're just like inert material sitting there, but their whole job is to push and to create space. So that's a nice image, I think, to have. Press your pelvis up, circles with your hips, springy, healthy discs, creating space between the vertebra. And also imagining that down the center of your spine, through like your vertebra has a hole in the middle of it, and your spinal cord is going down the middle of that. There's a lot of space, so nothing's tightening up. Change direction, no spinal stenosis. That's where the bones calcify more and start to narrow the space for the spinal cord. So one way is we can think of movement just keeping things fluid and not allowing that calcification so much. But we can also imagine that the fluid can also reintegrate and reabsorb some of that calcification and lower it down through your spine. Take our arms up over your head, deep breath in. On the exhale, press up, and then inhale, lower it down. Exhale, press, inhale, lower, exhale, inhale, exhale. Oh, I haven't drank any coffee this morning. I feel like I am actually a little more present here on the planet. So it's interesting. Still fairly high energy, but a little bit more grounded. Good. And take it down. Let's bring the arms back down to your sides. Actually, let's open them out to the side. Let's do this. Let's do the fingertips through the wrist, through the elbow, across your chest. And then bring it back and relax into the floor. So this is really an upper spiral, but kinetic chain moving through our fingers, wrist, elbow, across the chest, palm to palm, and then coming back. The more relaxed my shoulders are and the less sort of holding and tension I have up there, the easier it is for my head to stay on the floor. Sometimes it can't stay on the floor at all. This side is happy to do it, and this side it wasn't before. So let's see if I can relax that. Oh yeah. Think of pouring your body from side to side. So this is an invitation for any tension, any holding in your neck, shoulders, throat, upper back, even your chest to just open up. So we want to be really soft and gentle with this. My knees stay fairly pointed to the ceiling, but my hips can come off. My feet are still flat on the floor. Yeah, my head popped off there. So if we spent some time with this and slowed it down, we could also add just rolling from side to side. It's a great way to help release the tension in your shoulders and also massage out that tissue, right? So when I talk about renegotiating the space, all of this movement is requiring the fascia, the fascial matrix to readjust the water in it. Like there's compression, there's twisting, there's spiraling, all of that moves and shifts water. And the water is also building the structure of the fascia itself, right? The fluids in our body, the movement, the demand builds the form in many ways. All right, let's change it. Let's go with the legs. Let's just start with our feet. So circling just your feet, reaching them out and up. If you need to hold on, if your knees are bent, that's fine. And change direction. So going out to the distal edge of our body, right? For our fingertips, our feet, our toes, those are the distal edges, core distal, center to edge. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Hands down by your side, circles with the legs, big circles or small circles, whatever feels good to you. And I'm gonna let my butt come off the floor and take this a little higher. But it could be a small circle. It could also be a small circle with your back on the floor. Listen into what the needs are today in your body. Again, circling movement, happy hits. And then release, let it go. Let's come into a heel rock. You want your heels to be on your mat, especially if you have socks on. If you don't have socks on, if you have bare feet, it doesn't matter if you're on your mat. Digging into the floor, rippling through your spine. Letting go, softening and melting. Jaw, neck, throat, and eyes. Let it go. And then release that. And let's do open up into an X. So similar to what we did when we were standing, but here we are on our back, cross body, elbow to knee, reach it out, up and open, contralateral, touch and stretch, touch, stretch, bring it in, reach in, reach in, reach. And then we're going to change it. You can leave it the same, or you can come up with a straight arm and leg. And also, like, you could be picking your head up off the floor. I'm not doing that. Maybe if I was caffeinated, I would be picking up my head, and I'm a little more relaxed. So last one. We're going to do a body half. So you're still in your X. You're going to bend your elbow and knee, and you're going to draw your head towards your leg and then slide it back out. Same thing on the other side. It's like a little curve in your spine, or a big curve, depending on how you look at it. You're trying to keep your hip bones pretty much equidistant from the floor. So you're not trying to really pop up one side, trying to stay sort of flat, which means that this leg will probably be pretty high off the floor. If your hips are really open, it might not be so high, but your foot can come up. Think of listening to your knee, and then just sliding it back out. Last one. And that shouldn't feel like a whole lot of work. Like, that's not burn work. We're working more for patterning and mobility, hydration, not like muscle pump. Drawing your knees in, spiraling. Again, as big or small as feels good to you, knees bent or knees straight. If twisting is a problem, don't do it very much. Minimize it. Use your arms and your back to help spiral. Last one. Bring it in, and let's roll back and forth, rounding through your spine, massaging through your back. If you want to get really exciting about this, there's two things you can do, or you can do both of them or neither. It's like take it into a plow and hang out, or roll it forward and come up. So you could do the coming up and down. If you want to work your legs a little bit more, work your mobility, or you could hang out in your plow. This also could be a release for your neck and shoulders. It's fairly intense for me. My hamstrings are so open, so because my hamstrings are so open, this part of me doesn't get as much of a stretch. All right, let's come up, feet on the floor in front of you, pressing up, and then you can swing it back or just down to the floor. Inhale up, exhale, use your breath. Push. In the sagittal, this is an upper versus lower pattern, homologous pattern. And stay up, pulsing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and relax and come down. Take your hands on your knees, curl your fingers around so your wrist is straight, right? So you're not here like with a bent like that, but like this. Round your spine, soften your face, relax. And then lengthen, lift, chest to the ceiling, up and through. I'm still lengthening my neck. I'm not letting my head totally drop back. Hollow and curl, rounding your spine. Let's flex the feet on that. And then feet to the floor, arch and open. Hollow and curl. I can feel my anterior tibialis firing up. And push and curl and come in. Let's come onto our side. We're going to do, let's do this one. You're going to come up onto your elbow and knee, one arm, top arm and leg behind you, and coming in. Inhale, open, exhale. up. So this is combining patterns, right? We have an upper and lower pattern. We also have a right versus left pattern. What this is not doing is cross body movement. Inhale, open, exhale, close. Reach it back. Bring it in. 4 more. 3, 2, last one. And swing it around to the other side. I'm like, I do feel a little more tired. I'm wondering if that's because I didn't have coffee or because I was out late last night. And then we also had like a bonfire when we came back. So Anthony finished writing another book, his Latin spells for witches and wizards. I think that's what it's called, but it's a dual language book in Latin and in English. And so we were celebrating that with an appropriate little bonfire in the back at the end of the full blue moon. Inhale, open, exhale, open, close, open, close, reach, open. So if you want to learn your Latin, it's not available yet, but it will be soon. Open on Amazon. Open, open. 4 more. 3, 2, last one, and come down. And I feel like we need to do another side stretch, but let's do it from here, opening up into a straddle. Side stretch, opening up that QL, breathing, inner body lengthening out. See it in your mind's eye. If you're telling yourself, oh my God, I'm so tight, you'll keep it that way. Word magic, right? I'm letting go. I'm stretching. I'm loosening up. Inhale, open. What we say matters. What we say to our bodies, to ourselves, to ourselves, selves matters. Stretch and open. I'm opening up. Everything's okay. Inhale, lift. Take it down to your leg. Breathe into it. Let go. And push the floor away. Other side. And push the floor away. So for what did I call this? Something about freedom and resilience. Freedom and resilience in your tissue means that it has capacity to rebound back when you do things or to heal quickly, right? We're never not going to get injured, like especially if we move a lot, if we do things, the chances are we're living in human bodies on a planet. There's going to be tensions. Things will happen. We will get injured. But when we're healthier and we're more hydrated and fluid and fluent and mobile, we heal much quicker, right? We're inviting in the capacity to heal quickly. All right, let's roll from one butt cheek to the other. And also to have more integrity in our joints, more integrity in our bones. A bunch of people I know recently have broken bones, broken their feet. 2 people I know. I don't even know what they've broken, but they've broken a bone in their foot. And that's so harsh, right? You're kind of off your leg for a while. So we want to do stuff to help support our bones, to help and mobilize areas so that when things happen, we can adapt to it. We're not like, snap, it didn't just break. All right, let's come onto hands and knees. And we'll just make big circles with our hips. So circling around, again, hydrating hips, releasing your lower back, releasing the front of your body, releasing the gut body. Mobile and resilient. Change direction. And also, like when we keep changing our relationship to gravity, like here we're in quadruped, we've been on our back, we've been on our side. We are also giving the tissue a chance to receive the fluid and hydrate more by just changing the relationship to the earth. All right, so let's take it into a regular plank. We're gonna have one leg up at a time, alternating sides going 1, 2, could be a forearm plank if you have wrist issues, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Take your butt to the ceiling, downward dog. Bend one knee and then the other. Look under your armpit, really looking from side to side. Maybe taking off the socks if you need to. Socks and downward dog, not always a good combo. Then lift your heels high, scoop your belly in, round your spine, roll it forward into a plank. Push forward and backward there. Drop your head, push with your arms, roll it up to the ceiling, lower your heels. Heels lift high, scoop your belly in, roll it forward into your plank. This time we're going to go knee to shoulder, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 more, 7, 8. Drop your head, push with your arms, roll it up to the ceiling, lower your heels. From here, let's try and take our elbows towards the floor and then push it back up. Elbows towards the floor, back up. Elbows down and up. Elbows down and up. Take it back down to all fours. We're going to go into forearms. Your palms are up and you're just going to roll across your forearm, pushing your weight into your arms a little bit so you're getting massage through your wrists and this tissue in here. Let's just make it a little bit more. You're going to take one hand, put it on that one as you cross and open, cross, open, cross, and open. Same thing on the other side. Cross, open, cross, open, cross, open. So we spend so much time doing this on our phones or this on our keyboards that are, well, that can be carpal tunnel. Our radius and ulna can get a little bit weirdly related to each other. So we can do stuff to help that by just mobilizing the tissue, grabbing, circling our wrists, but really feeling that the hands are like the wings of the heart. So let's just do that. You're going to rub your hands together and then just cross over, touching into your heart. Rub your hands together, open it out into your heart. Rub your hands together, open it out with a little bit of pull, right? So we're feeling that relationship. We're encouraging that blood flow from our fingertips back into our heart. From our fingertips back into our heart. Okay, I've done it over the front. Now I'm going to go over the back. Up, in, rub your hands together, come up over the back, up, shoulder into heart, rub them together, up the back of the hand, shoulder into your heart, rub them together, back of the hand, up, shoulder into the heart, shake it out. Integrating your sensation and awareness of your body is also going to help move fluid, right? When we can bring it into our awareness, into our imagination, into our sensation, then nerves are firing. Fascia is going, oh, something's going on here. And the fascia is, the nerves are routed out through the fascia. So that's a really integral relationship. Also bundled along with most of the nerves are the vascular system. So veins and arteries. All right, let's come to a forearm plank. One knee to the floor at a time, parallel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Twisting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Pelvis down. Let's come into the Sphinx position. Push forward and backward. Push, pull with your arms. And then you're going to drop your head, round your spine, roll it down. Pelvis, roll it up. Here again, we have that undulation. Head drops, roll it down, undulating down, and then pelvis drops, roll it up. Lift, see if you can lift your legs as well. Drop your legs, drop your head, roll down through your spine. Pelvis drops, roll it up. Lift your legs, drop and roll, drop and roll. And let's go drop and roll. Keep walking it back. Take it into a child's pose. Breathe. Shift from side to side. Melt into your child's pose. Shift your pelvis around. Breathe, soften, let go. And then coming back up, just relax for a second, any comfortable position. So I just read this book called Human Heart, Cosmic Heart by Thomas Cowan, who is an MD and he works with the heart. And one of the things that he says, and this is, I'm just surprised that more people haven't said this. He's like, you have to be able to down regulate your system in order to heal your heart, which means We have to come into a calm, rest and digest, soothe and settle place. So we have our autonomic nervous system, which is the part of our nervous system that's operating by itself, even though we can affect it through our breathing, through awareness. But so the two sides are parasympathetic, which is the calming down, rest, digest, soothe, and settle, and sympathetic, which is fight, flight, freeze. If we're in this constant state of fight, flight, freeze, our body doesn't get a chance to digest. Our body doesn't get a chance to calm, soothe, and heal. So when we like do breath practices or meditation or just calming down, slowing down, even just moving slowly will take you into that. If you're doing it deliberately, right? Like just try moving in slow motion. You have to bring so much awareness in there. And that gives us the chance to heal. If we're always up and amped and it doesn't give us that chance to recuperate. That's why sleep is so important. Like we downregulate a little bit or a lot, hopefully, in sleep. But that downregulation we can do in our daily life too, calming down, slowing down the blood pressure, right? Or creating more spaciousness in our whole vascular system, which we can do by stimulating nitric oxide, lots of ways, humming. I have videos about it. Let's come onto all fours and come back to exercising. Reach it out, come to the diagonal, bring it in and come down. Contralateral, up, diagonal, kick the plant. I'm going to turn this around. Up, diagonal, out and in. Up, diagonal, out. I could aim the plant more out the window, but I'm trying to get the plant to decide that it wants to go out the window by itself. So that those, what is it? Cygoglin. That plant is cygoglin. It's a little off, it's a little wonky. Last one. We're going to change it. You're going to go up, bring it in, reach it out, and come down. Up, elbow to knee, reach and close. So I'm reaching my fingers out, making a fist in, reach it out, come down, up, curl, reach, down, up, curl, reach, down, up, curl, reach, down. Let's curl our toes under, take our tail to the ceiling. That cygoglin is an Appalachian term, which me and Anthony love. There's just some great colorful language in the world. And that's when things are a little wonky and off kilter. They're cygoglin. And I think of it like side goggling, like the goggles are off to the side. Anyway, that's just my way of remembering that word. All right, let's do a hip stretch. Let's go with one leg over the other. So one leg is reached out in front, one ankle is crossed over your knee. Take it down, soften and melt. Breathe. Maybe a little bit of micro movement in there, small little adjustments. Maybe the micro movement is just in your breath. And then come up, foot on the floor, spiral toward that leg, getting tall, looking around behind you. Counter stretch the other way. And come in, change it to the other side. Inhale up. Exhale, fold it forward. Breathe, melt. Surrender, let go, slow down. And then come up, foot on the floor, spiral towards it. And release. Yeah, so back to that down regulation, like sitting by water, where you just let yourself just be there with the water, where you let your brain just go, or being in front of a fire and just letting yourself go. That is such great down regulation. It's what people would have done together for thousands and thousands of years, right? Oh, here, we're just gonna sit by the river and fish, or wash our clothes or whatever it is. Just gonna be here, or sit by the fire and stay warm. Right. So we don't usually have a lot of, now if we're sitting by the fire, for us has become our screen, right? Which isn't the same. It's going to give us a lot of crazy imagery, not letting our own imaginations just run the imagery. Like if we're looking at the fire, it could be us thinking of things. If you get a chance to go sit in front of the fire, do it. All right, taking your butt up to the ceiling, letting your head hang down. You can open your feet a little wider, shift from side to side. Yeah, so I feel like the elements can really help us slow down, right? You know, coming down to earth, laying down on a rock or on in the grass, looking at the sky, cloud busting, like all of that stuff, watching a windstorm, watching a storm, all of that like gives us a chance to slow down and just be with what's happening, be with the fire, be with the wind in the tree. That's such a great way for us to just take a breath, let go of the I must do this, and then that, and let go of all the craziness and just come into being. Inhale, open. Exhale, maybe feeling some gratitude for the planet we live on, gratitude for the earth, gratitude for the water that we're all drinking. We're all using the same water. The gratitude for the air that we're all breathing. It's not, you can't separate the air. We can't say, this is my air here and that's your air. It's shared. We share this air. And gratitude, did I say the fire? I said the fire, the water, the earth, the air, the elements. Gratitude for the space around us and the space within us. Interlace your hands on top, open your feet a little wider, just a little bit gentle side movement, like you're swaying, not like you're trying to get a workout, but like you're being an organic a grass in the wind, gently swaying, or a tree or a reed. Yeah, letting your body tune into that earthiness of the planet, organic nature within our own bodies. We are organic. We are not machines. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Inhale, open. Let it go. All righty. Okay, let me throw in some of that witchy stuff. If you have watched this on the live stream, please like and subscribe and give me money if you want to. That would be great.